All right, welcome back everybody to another lesson from the Natty Teacher. I'm of course your host, the Natty Teacher, and on the docket for today, we have our pull B session. So our second pull workout of the week. This pull workout is more focused on the upper back, traps, rhomboid, portions of the back. We'll of course train some rear delts as well, and then end the workout with some direct bicep work, a little bit of calves as well, throwing a little bit of calves at the end. Make sure we hit that 3 times per week for calves. So we're training both today and tomorrow as well. So anyways, I wanted to give another quick shout out. I know these first few videos I've done this, I just am like taken aback by it. It's so awesome. Before I left work today, checked the subscriber count. We were up to 108 subscribers in a matter of like 5 days of posting roughly. This will be my 6th video. It's awesome. Hey guys, I'm ecstatic. Thank you guys so much for all the feedback too. It's just been a ton of positivity and just been having an absolute blast with this. So I'm going to keep pumping out content every single day till I step on stage. And then even after that, and that'll probably be the part you guys will like the most, the off season, the growing phase, putting on that size, putting on the muscle. We'll have some tips and tricks for you there. And as we get deeper and deeper into prep here, as we are now under 4.5 weeks, or excuse me, under 4 weeks, we're at that just about, actually we're under 3.5 weeks. We'll be 3 weeks out as of Saturday. So yeah, we're under 3.5 weeks now until I step on stage. I will talk more about that prep as we get closer and closer. But again, for the workout today, pull session, we're going to be starting with some wide grip chest supported machine rows. So that is where you'll see me right about now. All right, so as you already know, first exercise here is a wide grip chest supported machine row. So what you're going to see here is I put the seat relatively low. I'm trying to essentially line up my elbows with the upper back and traps and rhomboids area. What I'm trying to do here is really control that retraction, so that release of the weight after you actually complete that first half of the repetition where you're pulling the weight back. I'm really trying to control that retraction and allow my back to get a nice full stretch. This was my top set of this particular exercise. Again, I apologize for the not perfect angle. I'm still kind of learning the ins and outs of all the angles and all that. On my end, it looked good, but I got to remember to kind of bump that up just a little bit. But you still get the idea. It is essentially just a pretty heavily loaded upper back bias row. This is a great way to start my second pull session of the week. 3 working sets here total. Then what we have here, it is a power tack T-bar row. Now what you're going to see is this one, I'll tell you what, talk about some erector stabilization. This one is one of the more humbling T-bar rows. Those are not 45-pound plates, folks. The 2 larger plates are only 25-pound plates and then an additional 5 pounds on each side. It's a very, very humbling exercise. We're going for high repetitions here, and what we're doing is we're driving through the elbows and pretending like we're trying to drive those elbows through right about the mid part of the back. Okay, so kind of level with the sides of the rib cage. Drive those elbows back, brief squeeze and hold at the top, control that retraction, allow that back to stretch all the way out. Again, I usually keep this exercise in at least the 12 to 20 rep range. I think my top set was like 17 reps, so getting dang near close 20, 3 working sets here. Then we had wide grip assisted pull-ups, and we're talking wide grip assisted pull-ups here. You can see from this angle that when I'm pulling up and through, I'm keeping my head and chest pointed just slightly towards the actual pull-up handles or pull-up grips themselves. Again, nice wide grip, really squeezing the back at the top of each rep just for a brief moment. You don't have to hold it up there for 30 seconds or something like that. And then really focus on controlling that retraction on the way down and getting a nice full stretch. I believe this was maybe only about 30 pounds of assistance or so. So it's funny, on a cut, the one exercise that consistently goes up among quite a few others, but this one every single week it feels, is the assisted pull-ups. Because the lighter you are, the easier it is for you to essentially do a pull-up generally if your strength is still about the same. So again, 2 working sets here, and this will cap off a total of 8 working sets for back. And that, my friends, is it for the back portion of this particular pull day. So when we're moving on now, we are doing just 1 exercise for rear delts. Usually in a week's time, I will do between 6 and 8 total working sets of direct rear delt work. I have found that this variation of rear delt flies is absolutely a killer, a thrasher for the rear delt, especially when you do it nice and controlled. So you're seeing I'm doing just a brief hold at the back, allowing that weight to be controlled all the way through. I'm not slanging and banging and just, rushing through these reps. Again, I usually have a day where I, like earlier in the week in my first pull session, you guys saw me do some rear delts, and that one I'll keep my top sets usually in between that 8 to 12 to 15 rep range or so. This one I usually keep it higher. I'd say 20 plus reps for 3 working sets here, just doing some myo rep match sets. So like here I did like my top set of 20, and then I did 2 more sets of 20 at that same weight with a few little breaks and pauses in between to catch my breath, kind of get myself reset, and go from there. Again, a total of 3 working sets of direct rear delt work. So again, kind of see me closing out on this particular set. Then we moved on to some dumbbell shrugs. Usually here, I do Smith machine shrugs, but the Smith machine was taken, so that's okay. We improvise here. This gym that I work out at, it only goes up to 100-pound dumbbells, which is more than okay. I see people doing way too heavy of shrugs. What we're doing here is we're getting a full stretch all the way down, brief hold at the top. You can really see the traps and really the back kind of, I like to call it light up. Yeah, you can see that back light up, get a ton of activation through there. Again, essentially we are having that brief hold at the top, squeezing those traps and getting a nice contraction, and then releasing, controlling that weight down. We're not bouncing out of the bottom and, just going boom, 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 boom from one rep right to the other. We are really trying to control this weight, not only at the top of the movement and squeezing those traps, especially the what you see from the front of the trap muscle, but also really the back of the traps as well, the bigger portion of the actual trap muscle itself. Then we moved on to biceps. So here we are starting out with one of my favorite variations of bicep curls. Okay. Again, still got to kind of work on the angles here, try to get a little bit higher. I have a pretty short tripod, so I didn't want to get a big tall one. So I'm trying to get the best angles I can here, so hopefully this works for you. But some machine preacher curls, man. We did a total of 3 working sets here. Oh, dumbbell shrugs, by the way, we did 2 working sets. So 3 working sets. Again, you're going to really see me control that retraction, get a full stretch, allow that bicep to fully lengthen out, and then fully contract and squeeze and hold at the top just for a brief moment. Doesn't have to be a long time, but in that fully shortened position when the bicep is completely flexed, we're going to hold that just for a moment. So we did 2 top sets here, myo rep matching sets there as well. So we did like 2 top sets of 12. Then I dropped the weight 20% after a rest period and did another set there for, man, I couldn't tell you, somewhere between 15 and 20 reps. So pump that out. Felt great. It is a great exercise to really prime the biceps for more work as well, because you're really getting that full deep stretch. I would always recommend at least 1 to 2 times per week throwing in some sort of preacher variation, whether it's dumbbell or machine or both or what have you. Anything where you're stretching and lengthening that bicep as long as it can go is going to be great. Then we have some close grip easy bar curls. Now this one, what I'm doing here is I'm driving up to about the mouth or nose. Again, not the best angle, but you guys can get the gist. This exercise is really for the outer portion and thickening the outer portion of the bicep muscle. Again, I think there was a misconception for a long time that when you did, closer grip, that it would work the inside, and then if you did wider grip, it would work the outside, when it is actually completely the opposite anatomically. Your body doesn't work like that, okay? The closer you are, the closer grip that you have, the more it is actually hitting the outer part of the muscle. So in this case, I am taking a nice close grip. I am controlling the weight. You're going to see about a 3 count on the way down for each repetition. Again, fully flex and contract that bicep at the top part of the movement and get that nice hard squeeze, controlling every single rep here. Even when it gets hard, don't let that form wane on you and change. All right, make sure you stay consistent. If you can't, then you are getting obviously very close to failure, and either, you can be happy with the set, or maybe you used a little bit too much weight. Drop the ego, make sure you're doing that form correctly, and really, again, getting that fully lengthened bicep, and then that fully shortened and contracted bicep, and pumping as much blood into the arms as we can. So we did 2 working sets of this particular exercise. Again, right now on prep, I've noticed that my biceps have been responding very positively to higher repetitions. So again, I kept this, I think, 2 working sets of 17 reps with this weight here for both sets. And again, I think I already mentioned it, but just in case, 3 working sets of machine preachers for a total of either 10 or 11 working sets of direct bicep work this week. And to finally round out the actual weight training portion of the workout, remember I always do fasted cardio in the mornings, 45 minutes, Sunday through Friday. To round out the actual weight training here, we have some seated calf, well, I guess you'd want to call them toe presses here on the leg press machine, or you can call them leg press machine calves. What I do here is 4 total working sets of calves, each time only roughly 45 seconds in between each set. So I really just kind of stay seated on this machine. I'll pump out as many good reps as I can, rest 45 seconds, and do it again 4 times over, okay? What I'm really focusing here too is fully stretching the calf out at the bottom of the movement. All right, workout complete. Man, I'm gonna have to give that one an A freaking plus. That was an awesome, awesome pull workout. Really was feeling it up through my back and traps and rhomboids and all that kind of fun stuff that I was trying to hit, man. Back smash, got some great rear delt work in, some great bicep and calf work, man. I am feeling good, feeling real good. So we are on our way to the grocery store. Gonna grab my food for the week real quick and then head home, get that post-workout meal in. My wife and I got about a half hour of posing to rock out tonight, and then eat my final meal of the day after that. Get some sleep, get up, fast your cardio, do it again. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Again, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. All the algorithm things, man. We are growing and having an absolute blast. I appreciate, again, all the feedback and positivity, man. It has been an awesome first week of having this channel. So I'm going to keep pumping out content every single day. We're going to keep rocking and rolling and rolling and rocking. So again, today's lesson was to smash back, and I'll tell you what, we absolutely nailed that particular learning objective. No doubt about it. So for now, I am the Natty Teacher, and for today, school is out.